Morning, everybody. Oh, running late to work, but very excited today because we got our package in from Mr. Chris from Client Graphics. And what that package was, if you guys have been following along, you might recall a conversation that Chris and I had on a live stream where he really wanted me to try out some Tekton sockets or Tekton anything to see what I overall thought of the product. Now you guys know that I'm not really huge into Tekton, but I told him I'd give it a shot, put them through the daily grind, and see if they're actually worth all the hype that everyone says they are. So when he went ahead and hooked it up with a Tekton 1/2" metric socket set. Shallow. This goes 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, skip 16, 17, 18, 19, skip 20, 21, 22, no 23, 24, no 25, 26, 27, no 28, 29, 30, and 32. 14-piece socket set. Now let's take a look at one more thing that he sent me as well, which is the bigger brother to it, if you will, which is the 1/2" metric deep socket set. A little bit unorganized. My daughter accidentally knocked them on the ground, but she tried her best to put them all back. But again, same exact size, 14-piece set to match the shallows. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I gotta head off to work. I'm gonna see if I can't grab a few video clips for you guys of me using them, and we'll just see how they hold up through the day. Oh, Chris, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Look, what I ended up doing here to make everything still kind of fit and work is I went 14, 15. I actually put my Craftsman 16 here on the deep and shallow. Went all the way up to the same amount that I had with the Craftsman. And then for the smaller size ones that Tekton set came with, I put them over here. I don't know that I'll ever use those that small of a size, but they're there just in case I do. And then the super big dogs are down here at the end, and then right here at 30 and 32. That's actually pretty cool. It kind of gives you like a couple of axle nut sockets, to be honest, which is kind of nice. So, all right, and then there's the sockets that we got the other day that we talked about. But thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that, man. As I get the footage, I'll just send it off to you. All right, Chris, your impact sockets came in today. This is the first time use, believe it or not. I've been looking for a reason to use them because I haven't had a need for impact 1/2" yet, but here we go. Woo! Fitment seems pretty good, Tekton. Woo! Get some. Look at that. Oh no, it just cracked in half. Oh, I'm just teasing. All right, finally going to try out the Makita for the first time on this inner fender. This is the hex tag. Oh yeah, kind of dig that. Put that over here in the tray. Let's see, here's another one. Oh yeah, that's nice. I can dig it, man. All right, well, that's what I'm talking about, guys. Look, it did exactly what I wanted it to do, and I was able to cut that piece of hardware off. I have another piece of hardware that I got to cut here because this freaking bolt is just dunskies, man. If I go up underneath here with you guys and show you, there's like no freaking nut left at all. It's just all rusted and pitted out. So on the downside though, that's how much I'm able to get in there to cut, and I burnt the tip up on a really good blade, so I'll have to use another one. Alright guys, so what a heck of a day. Look, it was not as epic as I wanted it to be. You know, I had a lot of little projects today that involved a lot of 1/4" and 3/8 drive. I didn't have to take a wheel off until later in the day, and I didn't really have anything heavy duty that I absolutely needed a 1/2" socket or an impact for. So I only got a chance to really use the Tekton 1/2" impact socket today to take a wheel off. Now I know for sure that there's gonna be numerous times that I'm gonna utilize these 1/2" sockets because typically I use them pretty often throughout the work week. So as I collect the information, I'm going to be sending the footage over to Chris, aka Client Graphics. His link will be down in the description. Chris, dude, I can't thank you enough for the set. You know, you knew I was having trouble with my Craftsman set. You really wanted to know what I thought of Tekton. I was not budging on wanting to buy Tekton. You sent me a set anyways for me to use, abuse, and put through the full ringer. And I couldn't be happier to do that, not just for you, but for everybody else too, to give everyone my overall thoughts of how I feel about Tekton nowadays, since I really didn't care for them back in the day. That being said, I had already preemptively ordered a replacement half-inch impact socket set prior to receiving Chris's package, okay? Because sometimes I get, you know, fellow content creators, or sometimes I get like people in general or companies that want to send me something. They're like, I'm gonna mail it to you. I'm like, okay, cool. And then, like, you know, a few weeks goes by, a month goes by, I don't see it. And it's not that I don't think it's gonna come, because believe me, I'm a little bit delayed on my mailing process too. I know you guys are aware of that, but I always make sure to get it out. I used to be on top of it, but nowadays I'm so slam busy because we're in the busy season, so it's made it difficult for me to get to and from the post office. I'm sure it's probably that way with you guys too. But I had an immediate need for impact sockets, especially in half-inch, to replace the worn-out Craftsman ones. So I kind of preemptively jumped the gun, and I bought this set a couple weeks after I had talked to Chris. And, well, let's just take a look and see what I got. Alright guys, so let me introduce to you the Neiko Master half-inch SAE metric socket mechanic set that I picked up off of Amazon for $155. Let me tell you what first impressed me. First of all, the completeness of this set, going from 3/8 all the way up to 1.25 inch, no skips. Then from 10 millimeter all the way up to 24 millimeter, no skips, plus a 10-inch extension, 5-inch extension, 3-inch extension, 3/8 to half-inch step up. This is a half-inch to 3/8 step down, a half-inch universal or wobble joint, and a half-inch Neiko ratchet. Now, the one thing that I noticed that was almost completely identical as far as the selector switch mechanism is concerned, Harbor Freight kind of selector switch. So it's just the opposite of what you think it would be. The etching, the laser etching on these things is pretty nice. Not sure how well those will hold up over time, but overall was pretty satisfied with this set. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got this full metric SAE, completely, just absolute tits complete master package of sockets from Neiko for around the same price, I think, that Chris probably paid for the Tekton ones. I want to say what he paid was probably right around the $100 mark, if I had to guess and spitball. I can't recall off the top of my head. And I ended up paying about $155 for the Neikos. Since I now have taken pretty much all my tools to work, and I've sold a handful to kind of clear space to try out new products. Drawers are empty, man. The drawers are pretty much empty. I do have a couple of items left that I kept, being my 1/4 inch Duralast sockets, my 3/8 Duralast sockets. I did keep my Craftsman Made in USA combination wrench set, and a handful of other little tiny things. But for the most part, we're starting anew here at home as far as what tools that I have here. So if they're not at work or sold, I'm pretty much starting afresh, trying to try out some new products, and then we'll see how I think and what I feel about the ones that I've picked up. We got a lot of new stuff coming up. Alright guys, so that'll pretty much wrap up the video for the half-inch impact socket, stacking it up. Tekton, Neiko, what are my thoughts? How does Tekton hold up during the daily grind? How does Neiko hold up for the DIY weekend warrior craft? Because that's where we're at right now. We're going to be using the Neiko set that I just picked up for the random little things that I do on the weekend. So when I do come across a DIY project here at the house, I'll be using the Neikos. And that'll give you a rough idea if they're DIY worthy or weekend warrior worthy. For the Tekton, we're going to try them out. Full professional, everyday use and abuse, and see how they hold up and see how they stack up against some of the other impact sockets that I've used throughout the years, such as Harbor Freight, such as Craftsman, such as Snap-on, and just get a real overall idea of how I feel about the Tekton product as of today. That's all I got for this video. If you guys like the video, hit the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell so you can be notified when we actually post videos, and then also make sure you check out my boy Chris, aka Client Graphics, link down in the description. We'll let you know how things go as the week progresses, but if you want to see all the use and abuse of the Tekton sockets throughout the next 2 to 4 weeks, I'm going to be stacking up that footage and sending it to Chris, so all that footage will be on his channel and he'll turn it into a video and then give his overall view and opinion of if they're more of a DIY standpoint kind of a tool or if they can be professionally used. That's all I got. We'll see you guys next time. Cheers and deuces.